Okay, so WrestleMania is done. I actually had to make myself a little board for myself to go through, so I made sure I didn't actually skip anything. So I'll go off with the pre-show. Miz beat Wade Barrett to become the new IC champion, won via submission for the figure 4 leg lock. Not a bad match, pretty decent. Then your first official match, Big Show, Orton, Sheamus, who all kind of came out pretty close at the same time, took on the Shield. Nice match, good back and forth, and told a nice story at the same time. Orton, Sheamus worked well as a tag team. They really almost never wanted Show to get in. When Show got in, he got beat down by all 3 members of the Shield. And the crowd was white hot for Dean Ambrose. White hot. Lots of great back and forth, nice chaotic feel to it. They went to triple powerbomb Sheamus. Show broke it up. Then as you got Sheamus trying to go for a tag out, there's Show right there. Orton reaches in and gets the tag. Orton been acting kind of funny the whole night, kind of being like really loud and boisterous, trying to get the crowd into it. So it really seemed like he was going to do his heel turn. Tries to take on the Shield pretty much by himself with Big Show on the apron like, dude, world's largest athlete, right here. I'm right here. I'm right. Get beat down by the Shield. Take a spear. Get pinned 1, 2, 3. Good match, solid match. And then Big Show afterwards lays out both Sheamus and Orton. Ryback versus Mark Henry. Again, this is kind of a slow match, kind of a brutal match, with Henry getting the victory. Ryback had Henry up for shell-shocked. Henry got the top rope and was able to knock Ryback forward. So Henry lands right in the back of Ryback's head. 1, 2, 3. Big surprise match there. And then afterwards, big spinebuster from Ryback. And then he gets up for shell shock. Does the march and hits it. Solid match. Really great. As of right now, the crowd is doing a decent job. They're kind of getting into it. It's 80,000 people. It's hard to get them all going, but they're doing a pretty solid job. There were sexual chocolates and Goldberg and boring chants during the match, but that ending sequence when the match was done in the big shell shock worked well. It was really great to see that. Team Hell No versus Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston. Big E did a pretty solid job for his first official debut match. Nice match, really good back and forth. The ending came from chokeslam by Kane, diving headbutt by Daniel Bryan, 1, 2, 3. Crowd super white hot for Team Hell No. Super white hot, chanting yes like crazy. Now we get into Fandango Jericho. Fandango didn't get in a lot of offense. And to be honest, this match sucked. This match was just horrible. And you can tell Jericho is trying to do everything he can, and Johnny Curtis by himself is a decent wrestler. I think it's the Fandango gimmick that's just sucked all the life out of the room. And then we go to Swagger Del Rio. These two guys just do not seem to have chemistry. For some strange reason, if you're wrestling Del Rio and you don't have a really solid chemistry, you cannot have a good match. This match only was entertaining when they went to the outside and you had Zeb Coulter and Ricardo Rodriguez. And of course, Del Rio gets the victory. And then Dolph Ziggler does not cash in Money in the Bank. It'd be kind of hard to with the giant ramp you'd have to go through. So Dolph Ziggler again did not cash in Money in the Bank. So now we're down to our last 3 matches. Ironically, I didn't see or didn't read any results of Tons of Funk, the Funkadactyls, and Road Scholars and the Bellas. I watched the thing, on DVR, but I didn't see that match. Did it happen during the P. Diddy concert, which I skipped through because I don't care about P. Diddy at all? It was on the pre-show, so I guess we got gypped a match. That's okay, that Divas match was also not there. Antonio Cesaro's match was also not there. So now we're down to CM Punk and The Undertaker. CM Punk actually gets Living Color to do his intro. It was sick. And the crowd was white hot for CM Punk. Taker comes out to this weird, like he's walking out of hell with the arms reaching for him. It looked really good until the lights came up a little bit more and you saw that the people weren't like dressed in black. You saw them like regular looking clothing. And that kind of ruined it just a little bit, but it's like a 1 second shot. All in all, really good entrance. And these two guys put on a ridiculously good match. You know, CM Punk really made you believe throughout that match that he probably could beat The Undertaker. Whether it's going to be DQ or count out or getting a pinfall. It had everything. It had go-to-sleeps. It had choke slams. It had tombstone pile drivers. It had 2 attempts at a last ride, both getting countered. It had a Spanish announce table not breaking. And at the end, it was another tombstone pile driver. 1, 2, 3, and Taker defeated CM Punk. Great match. Easily the match of the night. So now I'm thinking we're going to have, the Funkadactyl match because it's that time for the crowd to kind of cool down. Now it's another Triple H. Their match was similar to their match at SummerSlam because it was booked almost the same way. With Lesnar really just wailing on H. Just owning him throughout most of the match. H fought his way back. Good job on having Shawn Michaels neutralize Paul Heyman. It had some decent moments to it. But their match was slow and brutal, which worked until they got down to the end. This match, I think, needed 2 things. One, if there's ever a match that needed some blood, this was the match. A bust up win the hard way, anything. Just this match needed that little something oomph. And less Kimura. Definitely less Kimura. And I see this because Lesnar went for the Kimura 3 times, and it always got countered. Triple H went for the Kimura 3 times, and it always got countered. So that means your ending sequence had 6 different Kimura attempts. And then H pedigrees Lesnar on top of the steel steps. Gets the 1, 2, 3. It was a solid match. Told a fantastic story of these two guys just wailing the daylights out of each other. And then you get to John Cena Rock. Their match last year was kind of lackluster. Their match this year was almost even a little bit worse, especially with the ending. So you remember last year, John Cena went for the people's elbow, got caught by a rock bottom, 1, 2, 3. This time, he took like 4 rock bottoms, kicked out of all of them. Took like 2 people's elbows. Pretty much took every move that The Rock had and kicked out of everything. He goes for the people's elbow spot again. Rock nips up. John Cena grabs on the ropes and stops. Does the "you can't see me," hits an AA 1, 2, 3. And then they do their little love fest. The weird thing is, it started out, that match with the Shield, the match with Ryback and Henry, the Team Hell No match. It kind of petered a little bit when it came to Swagger and Del Rio and Fandango Jericho. It did a great job when it came to CM Punk Undertaker. The Lesnar H match was pretty solid. But The Rock and John Cena, that crowd was dead. Rock got some offense, crowd was alive. Rock did not get an offense, crowd was just dead. And Cena tried to do kind of a bit of a heel run for the match, but seeing him hold the title is just going to be eh. I know his redemption story that the E was trying to push was just garbage. He still main evented everything. He main evented almost a solid year. What's his redemption? He lost to Rock, and then he beat Brock Lesnar in his return match. And then he had a horrible feud with Johnny. Yeah, he had a year where he was booked relatively bad, but he still main evented. And now he'll main event even more.